Hello again. Oh my goodness. Wish me luck, please. Wish me luck. I really need it for this race. Thank you for that little nudge. Hello, friends, followers, new friends, amazingly powerful friends. Cosmic Melodies, Jimmy Z, streaming again. Oh, sorry, dude. A little bump. Smoke. I saw some smoke there. That's new. What's really great is in the U.S. there really isn't. The U.S. racing is like NASCAR. You know, you're going in a circle. It's actually extremely difficult. NASCAR racing. Everybody has the same car, and it's more like a game of chess. It's very strategic. It is somewhat about driving ability, but it's more of a strategic thing. However, what was I going to say? Oh, there have been so many cheaters in NASCAR, but like not cheating, but they find ways around the rules. And like the one person, there were like 2 laps to go, and this guy had the lead, or there were a few laps to go. He pulled out. I just saw that cloud of smoke, right? Like I don't know what that was or why, but he pulled out his fire extinguisher and discharged it in the car, so all this, like, it looked like his engine had blown or something, so everybody backed off, and he slowed down a little bit, and then he just tore off, and he's like, he gave himself a bigger gap to finish the race in first, because everybody thought his car was about to break down, because he discharged his fire extinguisher. Well, then they made a rule that you're not allowed to do that. So throughout the history of NASCAR, there have been so many incidents like that. Like you're not allowed to have a fuel pump in the pits, like an actual machine that would pump the fuel. You had to use gravity. So someone made one that was like 2 stories tall. So they'd come into the pit and open it up, and it'd be like whoosh. I love that word. Anyway, whoa! I was gonna do that, bro. What else? Your fuel tank, you were only allowed to have 22 gallons worth of fuel. You know, they inspect the cars top to bottom, and someone decided to make the fuel line from the tank to the pump to the motor, 3 inches in diameter, so you could fit another 3 or 4 gallons of fuel. Hey, nobody said how big the fuel lines could be. It's just like that. They kept finding ways around little advantages here and there, squeaking them out. The fire extinguisher one, that is so next level. I love it. That's something I would think of, and I'd be giggling the whole time, Oh, like what do you call it? The mimic octopus. This little octopus. I want to find one and make friends with it. It's somewhere in the Philippines. It's in the Pacific, or like Indonesia, and they're very small, but they mimic the behavior. Oh, what are you doing? I'm cutting you off, not the other way around. They mimic other animals, which is amazing. There's a sea snake in that environment. It's like black and yellow stripes, or like black and white stripes, and it will kind of contort its body to look like, and it'll hold its tentacle out to make it look like the snake. Let's see, it also mimics, there's a very flat fish that kind of hugs the bottom, and it will curl its tentacles back behind and make its body in the same shape. It can change the texture to look like a rock. Jellyfish, it mimics jellyfish, but it can change colors, textures, and alter the way that it moves. It swims in different ways to mimic the creature it's trying to be. One that was really cool was it turned itself black and made itself really wide to look like a manta ray in order to intimidate a crab, which is just funny. I mean, when in the world would you ever say the phrase intimidate a crab when you're talking about this octopus? It's got like, there's a little clip of the one video. It's this crab's there, and the octopus is just doing it, you know, making the shape of the manta, and the crab's like, "Arr," with its claws up, it doesn't know what to do. It's like, what is this? I think manta rays eat crabs, and the octopus doesn't, but it was trying to tell the crab, like, hey, don't mess with me. But if there was ever an animal that spent its entire existence just giggling, I would think it would be the mimic octopus. There are a few videos out there that are just, they're amazing. I love octopi. I wish I could have one as a pet. But I'd rather live there and go and find one and hang out with it a little bit every day. Maybe to eat some food or something. It knows that when it sees me, it always gets a free meal. Oh, maybe I would wear a little suit. You know, I would make a sound that it would recognize. Oh yeah, that's my buddy. And then I'd show up one day in like a shark suit. Just be like, no, it's me. I'm trying to be like you. I'm dressing up like a shark. Or, you know, something along those lines. Maybe make it giggle. Because there's me trying to be like, you know, flattery is mimicry or flattery. I forget how that goes. I'm trying to be like you. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. I believe that's the saying. Oh, there's that dude in the BMW. Why is he so fast? What else? The octopus. Oh, it'll impersonate kelp. Like it'll hang out on the bottom and like wave turn its limbs green and wave them up. It swims like a jellyfish. Like it kind of pulses its whole upper body, and it dangles its tentacles behind like they don't move at all. Hydrodynamically inefficient. Like normally when they want to zip off, they turn into the shape of a bullet and they go pew! But it kind of it swims very inefficiently, pulsing its whole upper body and letting its tentacles kind of drag rather than tapering them in. Looks like a jellyfish. Did I say 1 or Argana? I got inducted into the Horse Whispering Club by a donut-loving horse named Al. Maybe one day I'll be in part of the Octopus Clan. Oh no, no, too wide. Okay. These tires are starting to get crummy. I would never take an animal out of its natural environment. I mean, there are some exceptions, but like a bird, a parakeet, never, ever would I get a parakeet. Parrots are a little bit different. I would never take one out of its natural environment, but they're very social and they latch on to a person, you know. But if I had a parrot, oh my god, it's like the house sitter shows up, you know. It's like, hey, just go check on the bird every day, you know, to hang out with the bird, and like they show up and the bird's staring at them, and it's like, what do you want me to say, Paul? You want a cracker? I would want to teach, like, my animals, like the husky. Oh, yeah, you do that. You go over there, and I'm gonna come in here and do the same thing to you. Dirty. I don't think this is the car for this race. 2,900 pounds, like, the BMW's too heavy though. But how is that car so much faster than mine? That's what I want to know. Like, out of nowhere, this dude just comes in, forces his way through the inside of a corner. Like I'm standing still. It doesn't even make sense. Oh my god. This isn't the car. I was in second place in like 5 minutes in. I was in second place, like on the guy in first when I had the BMW. That is not the car. So underpowered. I don't understand why. They do a balance of power thing, but God, what a bummer. And they say you need to run like 158s, and I'm running like 2-minute laps, so 2 seconds a lap is not that bad. But WTF, mate? Out of nowhere, the guy in the BMW is just like, like I have no engine in my car. It doesn't really make sense. I have one of those. McLaren's Group 3, Group 4. That was one of the recommended cars. I don't know. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so the suspension is purchased. Okay. Purchase the suspension. Or didn't have to purchase the suspension. I'm not going to buy the turbocharger. I think it removes it anyway. So, what what is it going to tune this car to? It's a 2,700 pound car. It's 2,900 pounds, 477 horsepower. Mid to rear engine. Let's try it. I don't know. The BMW is really heavy. Oh, I didn't try the Supra yet. Supra first. That seems to be the car that's always out in front in this race, is the Supra. Which I just bought it. Where... It's already ready to go. Racing mediums. 461, 2,700. So it's 130 pounds less than the other one. With just a little bit less power. Yeah, we're going to try the Supra next. I'm going to put all the assists on. I want to see the driving line as well. Maybe I'll be able to do this better. I like my mirror there. Oof, that was ugly. I'm just bullying my way to the front here. I don't even care. Oh, I almost went in the dirt a little bit. That would have spun me completely around. I had like an inch to spare right there. Whew. Beavis. Oh my. tires are starting to wear. I can feel it. I got a little space heater on my feet, which is how I like to drive in IRL. Meet space. I keep the windows open just a hair. Even in the winter, I keep the windows teeny tiny bit cracked. And a little warm air on my feet. I'm actually hot, so I gotta shut that down. Oh baby, this is gonna be tight. Yeah, you yield. Yield. Just faster traffic. Come on. Oh, that was slick. Supra versus Supra. I followed Sabrina Carpenter. I've never heard anything she did, and then, well, I mean, I'm sure I've heard her before, stores and malls and stuff, you know. And I like all that stuff, pop music, kind of dance club, you know, the whole genre. And I followed her on Instagram, and now, like, all these videos, when I do, as soon as I hit search, every video that comes up is her, before I even type anything. And I've been watching it. I absolutely love her. I'd love to be her bestie, just, you know, whatever she's doing, hanging out. Her resting, and it's not a face, it's not resting face, it's her resting emotional mode is just wonderful. She's so wonderful and funny and powerful and just je ne sais pas. She has 100% je ne sais pas going on. I would love to be her bestie. So many funny moments in those videos. Five more minutes on these tires, please. I'm gonna have to start doing some math here. I think there's 31 laps. So slow in the corners. I'll do the math. Okay. 10, 20, 31 laps. So I will need 1.5 tanks roughly for this. little bit in the dirt. This is the car. I mean, all the other cars I tried were... It's not like I was more persistent or I did a better job in this one. I drove it to the edge of its performance and it outperformed easily. So, yeah. Cool. I do see somebody back there. Okay, so I need a little over... I need like 2/3 of a tank to make it to the next pit. That's less weight in the car, I believe. So I can run this race with less weight, I think. I am not running one more lap on these tires. Hell no. Can I get a name in? 34%. Okay, so 67% will get me to the next pit. We'll go with 70%. That dude's crazy. He's running an extra lap on those tires. Kokuban. Okay, 56. Come on, 70%. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Boop. Go. All right, dickhead. Keep your bumper to yourself, prick. Desire to quote Marshall Mathers. Fucking dick, get out of my way! You're running on garbage tires, you're cutting inside lines, just get out of my way. You're not going to win this race. Okay? Twice he blocked me on 2 corners where I could really gain speed. It's a bummer. I need to do something real quick. Okay. Okay. Are they really trying to do a 2-pit or 1-pit race here? That's cray. They're on garbage tires, running on low fuel. Like, their lap times are suffering because of the strategy they're doing. And they're about to get smoked. Don't you block me. I can't believe this guy isn't pitting. Kokuban, you're insane. Ugh. $10, second pit again. Front tires really starting to feel it. keeping me fed. Love it. It's true. Same for me. They don't tell, there's no way to know that from like the markers that you're supposed to slam on the throttle in between those two corners. Like it feels like one big long corner, but there is a little straightaway in there and you have to take advantage of it. I realize that now, ending up in first gear. Look at that, two tenths faster. It's because I keep taking that corner more aggressively, the in-between zone. Was ugly. I needed to. I tried to get the weight over earlier, but it didn't work. Better off just throw it over the crest. Turn the car afterwards. It's not really all that critical. Who dis? Yay, 3 thousandths faster. 3 thousandths of a second. That is like nothing. There's no human measurable. One more lap, these tires are going to be shot. This is perfect. One more lap, will be less than 20 minutes of the race. Should I pit now? No, I'll pit then. One more lap. Oh man, yeah, fuel's getting low. Just make sure I didn't screw this up here. 1.3 laps, yeah, just enough. %. Ugh. I better not take that turn like that anymore. So I need 70% of a fuel tank again. This is a problem. Coming up behind, these people are a lap behind, and they are going slow. Oh man. And I'm barreling around them. I cannot let them slow me down. Which way you going, dude? The second place is right back there, and as soon as I pit, those guys who were doing one pit per race might come flying by me. We'll see. $19.39 left to go, lap 21 about to begin. Ooh, these tires are just cooked now. Perfect. Racing mediums. I need, okay, 35 seconds ahead. This is perfect. I'm coming out of the pits in front of everyone. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up. I need 70% fuel. This is dialed in. Dialed in. Come on, baby. 24 seconds in the pits. 30, 31, 32. Somebody might pass me very soon. 50% fuel. Come on, come on. 60, 70. Let's go. Let's go. One person passed me. Okay, there they are. And they did not pit, so their tires are not looking good. I did the optimal pit strategy, for sure. And the fuel thing, I didn't even realize like how tight this is. If you get more fuel than you need, you might not win the race. Because it fuels up slowly in this one. Different races have different rates. How these people on totally bald tires are catching up to me and keeping up is bullshit. I wonder if someone logged in. Logged in with a boost feature. It's not physically possible for that car to keep up with me at this point. It's not. Something fucky's going on. Dude's running on 4 bald tires right now. No way he's keeping up with me. Somebody's smoking. What is up with that? I smell cigarettes. It ain't me. I don't do that. the adrenaline I got going right now. Makes my heart pound. The very first time I played Resident Evil in VR, I'm old school. I had a PlayStation 1 when it came out, and Resident Evil was one of the coolest, most terrifying experiences a person can have playing a game. It was. And years and years, I didn't video game for like a decade. There was at least 10 years where I wasn't into gaming, just because like everything was about shooters and okay, whatever. I did get into Minecraft a little bit, and I did get Grand Theft Auto 5 when it came out. So I played Minecraft and GTA 5. That's it. For like 10 years. And then I played VR, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go out and buy everything they've ever made. Not really, but Resident Evil 7 was the first horror experience I did. I couldn't play for more than 30 minutes because my heart was pounding the whole time, and after 30 minutes I had chest pains from so much adrenaline. Now I'm good to go. But even when I'm playing like a new one, like Resident Evil 4, I didn't get chest pains, but it's exhausting, truly exhausting. After about an hour, your body's just like, okay, you're done. You're done. Shut it off, we'll do more later. It really... It's the healthiest way to get, you know, if you're an adrenaline junkie, it's inexpensive. Once you get your initial hardware and rig and everything, overcoming a fear of heights, it literally has to do with your spatial awareness. Like, the primates who had that natural fear of looking down into a large space, that when you're in VR you see it. You're like, I know I'm not in danger, there's zero danger, literally, but I look down and I see a big space that I can't walk on and I get terrified. It's a natural thing in your brain. And I got over my fear of heights in VR. I still get a little uneasy, but like my knees don't get weak anymore. I don't get butterflies, maybe like a teeny bit. I don't get vertigo. The VR helped me get over all the paralyzing effect of it. I still get a little not wheezy, weary. I get weary. I don't know about this. As opposed to, oh my god, I can't really move. I need to inch back. I watched the videos on Facebook of the guy who has to change the light bulb on top of the tower, and I'm just like, oh, I can't. I just can't. But VR got me over that. At least some of it. In Skyrim, there's a log. There's like the big mountain. It's called the Throat of the World at the top. And there are cliffs on all sides of it, but the one is a trail that goes up the side, like a switchback trail, and there's a log that goes across a canyon, and there's a river down below, and I go to that log and jump off of it over and over and over down into the river. It's like it's got to be a 7 or an 8 story fall, but the first time I did it, the tingling, the chills I had in my body, when I hit that water, I felt ice cold all over. Like, it was 1-to-1 into the water, and pins and needles and ice all over my body. And the smile on my face, priceless. Like that hill back there. The first time I went over that hill, I got a chill up my spine, and it made me feel weightless, which is what you would feel going over that hill at 150 miles an hour. So cool. Experiences you can't have in real life, like going into orbit and watching the horizon turn into a sphere. Spatially, your brain goes, what? That ain't right. But it feels pretty cool. What I want to see, and it's the most disorienting thing imaginable. I went to a laser light show many years ago, maybe in 2010. Pink Floyd, The Wall or Dark Side, or like some kind of mashup, you know. And they showed you things like three-dimensional, like geometry, that made you feel like you were shrinking, like the space you were in was expanding, or you were shrinking. I felt it from the perspective of myself. So instead of the environment getting bigger, I felt myself getting smaller. It's like the sensation of falling and floating at the same time. It's so cool, but it's so disorienting, the sense of balance, that they don't put it in VR. But they could make a VR experience where it is designed to completely disorient and throw your spatial awareness into total confusion. I want that. I want something that'll do that, because I'm completely accustomed to all the other strange sensations one can feel. The big one being horizon to sphere. Watching the whole world fold up into a ball in like 5 seconds. But standing still in a room and having everything, including the ceiling going up and the furniture expanding and the sensation of falling and shrinking, I want that, and they don't make it. There's no VR experience that does that, because they don't want people getting sick. I want to do that. I'm gonna like get together with someone to make a VR experience for psychonauts. Those who want to push the boundaries of spatial awareness, balance, and orientation. A really good one. Somebody already did it. They made a hyperbolic space experience in VR, which isn't, it's not all that different from 3D, but the idea is that you have to turn, oh wow, that would be disorienting. You have to turn 90 degrees to the right 5 times to make a complete circle. So there's like an extra right turn or an extra left turn in the space. Think of it as like square rooms, but 5-sided squares, which is physically impossible. So how your brain, what it would mess with is the map in your head. Maybe not necessarily your spatial awareness, but like if you're keeping track of, you know, if you're in a grid of square rooms. Okay, I went forward 1 room and then right 1 room, and then I came back 1 room and back 1 room, so I should be back where I started. No, you're still 2 rooms away. Like, that kind of thing. Oh, I did it! Yes! I did it! Go me! Go banana! The Simpsons, Matt Groening. Go banana. That scene is so funny. Ralph. Okay, tell me what I've won. What car do I win? What do I win? Is that it? Are you kidding me? I ground my butt off. I ground my butt off in the human comedy, and all I got was this James Bond car, which I already have one or two of. I guess I now have two or three. I love the DB9. It was my first, only because it's sexy, not because it's a fast car or anything. It's just the style of it. It's great. Um, but let me take a look. Do I have two of these now? Or three? Only two, but this is my James Bond car right here. This the silver, you know. Let's look at it in the bright sun. Ian Fleming, Henry Mancini. What chord is that? A sharp 9, flat 13. That might be my favorite chord. Sharp 9, flat 13. What have I been playing lately? Yeah, a 9 chord with a sharp 4, if you want to think about it. A 9 chord with a sharp 4. Or doing like a 2-5-1, but when you get to the 5, first you play like a 13 chord with the add 9, but instead of the major third, you play the sharp 4 in the left hand. So like starting from the bottom note, A flat, C, E, G. And then you take that E and you move it down to a D, and you move that E back and forth from E to D, E to D, E to D, and up top. So it's a B flat, 7, 9, major third, sharp 4, major third, sharp 4, like alternating, and then the G there, which is the 13. And up top you play C major, F minor, C major, F minor, C major, F minor. You can like walk those two chords up in a scale. And then when you get to F minor, where you're on the third, the next chord up you play an F sharp, and you slam an E major, an E on the bottom bass. So you do a tritone change. You're doing that like C major, F minor, C major, F minor, C major, F minor. And then up top you do the F sharp, and you slam an E in the bass, and it's a flat 9, flat 13. Or, yeah, flat 9, flat 13. That's it. And you play an F sharp using the major, on the major third, to major third is an octave. So B flat, C sharp, F sharp, B flat. I love that change. It's so. Or I do, what's the other one? I do a C sharp. I'm playing an A bass, an A13 chord, and then I start on C up top with my pinky, and I run down a C sharp. So there's no root and there's no 7. It's no root, no dominant 7. It is completely outside of the scale. Totally as far away as you can get from A13. And then when I get to the B flat note running down, I hit an A. I switch to an A flat 13, and then I hit a note in the bass, E flat, and I play an E flat 9 chord. So I'm like running down a C sharp scale, and then I land on an A from the B flat note, and I change my A13 to an E flat 9, and it just sounds so wicked. It's the same same change as what I did before, only running down a scale that doesn't have the root, the 7, or the 5 in it. So like super duper duper jazzy, way outside of the harmony of the chord. And then when I bring it back in, it's still as far out in harmony as it can possibly get, while still being yummy to the ears. I wish I had a piano. I would play it right now. But I am in VR. Oh, I just got a little bit dizzy. We're going to take a look at who's in the police car. It's Giuliani. That's his mayoral picture. I wish I still had my truck. I deleted the truck and a bunch of the decals, but I had Giuliani, Alex Jones with a tinfoil hat on, Mike Pence with 2 lanternflies on his head. Mid-sentence, he's like speaking. There's just 2 lanternflies on his head. He's like he doesn't notice. And Trump looking all sad. He says, "Lock her up." Pitt U, that's not referring to Pitt University. That means I'm going to spin you out in this cop car. Visit PA.com on like the 22nd. My Doge. This is my Doge. It used to say "Very Sheriff Doge." And there, instead of this emblem, there was the Doge emblem. But then, you know, like Musk and the government and all that, I took the Doge stuff off because they ruined it. What is he looking down at? That's what I want to know. He is so wide-eyed and crazy in there, that picture. Intentionally, I did it that way. That's also my profile picture in Gran Turismo. And we're not going to talk about why I got my ban, temporary ban, which is total BS. What else is good? Oh, does my Doge? No, I took the Doge off the Challenger as well. It's like the Ferrari from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, minus the convertible. It's pretty close. It's not the same car, but when I got this, it was in GT Sport. It was like so many millions, and I did not want to grind to get it. So I just sort of gave up on it. And then I saw it in here. I'm like, I got it. I have enough money. I'm going to do it. What is... Anyway, when I got it, I checked the date that it came out. I looked up what was in the top 10 on the radio at that point in time, and I put that song on, and I drove the car. I drove this car to the song that was on the radio when it was released, and I really vibed. Totally vibed. Olio, acqua, benzina. Veglia, 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 veglia. Ferrari, riscald, Dynamo, Autoflux. Now I'm confused. It says Veglia, Veglia, and Veglia. That's a clock. That's the speed. Those are miles, but then it's there too. Giri. Giri, that's RPM. Gyro, gyroscope, giri. Olio. Autoflux. That sounded French. Riscald. Riscald. Actually, riscal. If I'm going to be French about it. Oh, yeah, and there's a cigarette lighter. Very French, even though this is an Italian car. I think that's the ashtray there. On the leather. Like, how many of these got a hole in it? And a mad owner. What's that down there? I can't even tell. I don't know what those switches do. That is not the mirror. That cannot be the mirror. No. The mirrors are only adjustable from the outside. Oh, look, the vent. I almost reached over there with my hand. The vent windows, like in the old Volkswagen, where you had to open it and it would like... Wait a second. How does that not hit the mirror? How does that vent window not hit the mirror when you try to rotate it? I really want. I'm reaching over there. I can't reach it. My hand is. That's my garbage can. I guess I'll never know. That's the door handle. That's the window roller. There's a little. That's a thing for the vent window. How close is it to the? Oh, I'll bet you it just opens out. Like the Volkswagen rotated a complete 180 degrees around. It must be very, very stiff. Because otherwise it would like... Would it blow itself open or close? I don't know. Don't go over 120 miles an hour with that window open. It's probably in the manual. Benzina. I was gonna say, do the tires have tread? Barely. I think this thing has racing tires on it, though. It does. It's interesting. We put comfort tires back on, and we look at it again. Now there's a lot of tread. The counterweight's 10 grams. You can read. Wow. Or the balancing weights, you can read them. Wow. The detail. This car is terrifying to drive. With all the mods I did to it, terrifying. In fact, I kind of want to take them off. But if I try to do that, let's see. Oh, not customization. I need to go to the tuning shop. A new body is 8 million and a new engine is 3.5 million. So $11 million to restore this car back to what it was, because it has a bigger bore in the engine, a high lift camshaft, high compression pistons, which you can't undo, racing crankshaft. I did all the weight reduction, body rigidity. This is just super expensive car. Stroke up balancing polish, you can't undo that. You can take the manifold off and the air filter and stuff, but most of the modifications of this car are, you can't take them back. Including the weight reduction. Whoa. Okay, I was gonna say, can you actually do stage 4 or 5? No. Oh, I'm just so glad that mission is over with. All the hour-long races. What's kind of rough, though, I want to get all golds in all of these. I have golds in every single thing except this drift challenge. And my God, is it hard. This is one of those I could do this for an hour straight and not get it. I'm gonna take a few attempts. Look at that. What's the gold? 7,500. So 4 of my friends have got the gold in it. I can't do it. My record is 7,039. You have to hold this drift the whole way through these corners, and I just don't know how to do it. I'm gonna try it again. That ain't it. There's so many markers. I really don't know what I'm doing. I need to change. I need to take this off of here. I don't need to see all that. I don't need the braking area either. Clear track. I need to see the drift markers, which start here. And then it ended there, so that's like maximum. I got the max points through the first part. By surfing through this corner. Like 2,300, is that enough? I don't know. I'm way better than I was though. Throw it in there, a little blip throttle. Okay, that sucked. I definitely want to end that. Should I keep my foot down and hit the brakes at the same time? We're going to try that eventually. Throw it in there, boom. 1,400 is not enough. I don't know how to do that. It's the drift zone starts way before the corner. I don't know how to deal with that. Oh, too hard. Yeah, we're out. Boo! I love it. They boo at you. Put the weight on the right side and throw it back to the left. It snapped back. Let's try that again. That sucked. Damn it. I might be able to just back this up. Oh, I can't see behind me. Oh, we got a nice camera though. Sweet! Yep, there's the zone. Nice. So I already like set my score for the first zone, but I'm gonna make a second attempt at the second zone. Sweet. This is like cheaty. I feel like I'm cheating right now, but I don't know how to do this. I love my little backup camera. Here we go. Attempt number 3 at the second section. I have to make more than 5,000 points on this. I don't know how that's possible. how to do this. There's no tutorial. Oh no! 2,700. That's the most points I've had through there, for sure. That sucked. Okay, I'm just gonna like... I need to learn how to balance this car with the brakes. I think that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to do this without holding the brake down. Like, so I'm actually hitting the gas and the brake at the same time. Turn, you freaking turd! I think I'm gonna have to watch a video tutorial on how to do this because it's so incredibly frustrating. The corner is so weird too. The drift zone starts 100 feet before the actual corner, so how does that even... I'm talking about the second zone. Like, the first zone's perfect. You throw it right in there, but... And then, like, that's not enough stars, you know what I mean? Car just goes sideways. It doesn't rotate. This sucks. I don't know how to do this. I give up. I quit. I'm gonna watch a tutorial and then come back to it. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I'm done for the night. I might try this a few more times once I sign off the stream. But cosmicmelodies.com. Oh boy. cosmicmelodies.com. Check them out. Songs that are billions of years old. I just uploaded a new brainwashing video. Go brainwash yourselves. It's just the digits of pi played in the chromatic scale, added chords, music, which is like perfect, and the colors that coincide with each note. And those colors are not saturated, they're dialed back to so that blue is the color of infinite temperature. So it's all scientific, mathematical information. It's pure music and color, and it equates the digits of pi. Go brainwash yourselves. Just, you know, put headphones on, put the song on, and just stare in the center of the screen and let the colors flash. It's like that's the aliens out there are going to beam thoughts into your head, either conscious or unconscious. You're going to see the whole universe and meet higher dimensional beings. Last night I saw the Buddha brought entity from the side, which is pretty cool. The Buddha brought is usually a front on view, you know, but I saw one from a 45-degree angle, which is amazing. I saw like so many things staring at those colors. It's like, where did those images come from? They came from the collective of all of the beings in the universe who were watching it, have watched it, will watch it. It's universal. It's the perfect thing to brainwash yourself to. It's because the only intent, there's no intent, it's just existence. It's collective, it's universal. CosmicMelodies.com, all the way at the bottom of the page. I mean, work your way down there, but the two videos at the bottom of the page involve universal sounds and colors. A meditation tone also has those colors cycling in the circle of fourths. And I should have put the smells in there, but I don't know if I can put smells in a video. Psychic energy. Peace and love and understanding to the world for all time. Cosmic Melodies. Mwah. Peace.